London Bridge is falling down. That could be the case of LA Rams quarterback Case Keenum after his performance today in England. A sold-out Twickenham Stadium built back in 1909, the Englanders fired up because they don't have to watch the Jaguars for once. The Rams defense also fired up. Larry Donald coughs up the football, scooped and returned deep into G-men territory by E.J. Gaines. LA in business, and then Case Keenum time. Had his best game of his career last Sunday against the Lions, looking good here, on target to Tavon Austin, but that would be the last touchdown this offense could muster, and that best game from last week turned into one of Keenan's worst performances. This here tipped into the arms of Landon Collins, and this could be one of the most slow but best plays I've seen all season, the former Alabama standout. He's tripping, but staying on his feet somehow, duking, dodging, diving, and scoring. What a play by the Giants defense. They get 4 Keenan interceptions. This one, the worst of them all, a shake-your-head moment from the former Houston Cougar. Just going to toss this up with less than a minute to go. That will finish the ball game. 17-10, Eli Manning gets the victory. Rams fall to 3-4 now this season, and questions about the future at the quarterback position.
Quarterback's not the reason, by the way, that we lost 3 games. So, I'm staying with Case. I thought he played, he had a couple tips and things like that today, not necessarily his fault. And then Brian didn't get the audible adjustment at the end. Jared's going to play when we feel Jared's ready, And I know you would, had we won this game, you wouldn't have been asking about Jared, okay?
Well, from a defense battle to an offensive showcase from the Georgia Dome, the Chargers looking for road win number 1 visiting Peachtree. And it did not look good early. This connection has been killer all season. Matt Ryan deep to Julio Jones. He finishes with 174 yards. They finish the drive and find themselves up 17 points on the San Diego Superchargers. But here they come bolting back before the half. Melvin Gordon, 3 trips to the end zone, one of them there and another here through the air. Phillip Rivers fins them, and it's a 3-point ball game. Then the defense stepping up. Less than 4 minutes to go, and Ryan is intercepted by Denzel Perryman. The offense turns into the 3 points here, and we're going to overtime. And after a big 4th down stand, this was for the game winner from Josh Lambeau, 42 yards. It is up and good, and the Chargers get win number 1 on the road, 2 in a row, 33-30 against the Dirty Birds. Switching to the big leagues, and one more series left to decide a World Series champion. After all the excitement last night in Chi-Town, it will be the Cubs and the Indians in a historic matchup. 1968 for Cleveland and 1908 for the Cubs. Since they last won this thing begins Tuesday at 5 p.m. with Game 1. Should probably be starting at Wrigley, but the American League beat the National League in San Diego back in July, so it'll be the Indians with the home field advantage. And finally, a quick look at the high school football standings in the DVL Conference heading here into Week 9 of the season. It's looking like La Quinta will finish up with the title for Coach Dan Armstrong in his final season. They will win one of the next 2, and they will clinch a piece. And in the De Anza League, Rancho Mirage is well on their way to a title in their final season before joining the DVL next year. 3-0 record and finished with 1-2 Desert Hot Springs and winless Desert Mirage. We will, of course, have all the highlights and scores on the best local sports show Friday night. That's it for sports. You're watching Local 2 News. We stand for you.